Good morning. We're back on our holiday tourism travels. It's the end of the holiday though, isn't it, Iona?
Yeah.
And we have come to...
Bideford.
Yeah, we discovered there's a Lido right next to where we finished. So though we are doing a Lido in a few weeks' time, you're trying to say to me that we should do a Lido today as well, aren't we? But we've been sleeping for the last week in a camping barn. That's been an interesting experience, hasn't it?
Glamping.
Glamping, not camping. But we're now here to do Bideford. It's a flat park run. We think they're on their winter course, somebody said, which means what, Iona?
6 laps.
Well, what do you think 6 laps means?
8 sweeps.
I've done about 8 sweeps,
Yeah.
but certainly a 6 sweeps, one every lap, isn't it?
No, but one at the start and one at the end.
Oh no, you don't. That's
7.
Not 7, isn't it then?
Mm.
So we're here. It must be almost time for the first timers briefing. And what is the right by the finish, Iona? A playground. There's 2 playgrounds, one over there and one here.
We can go on it before.
Yeah, right. Let's get park running.
Well, thank you all very much for coming. Welcome to Bideford parkrun.
We've been joined by Bex and family again, so they've come all the way over from Tiverton to join us for a park run again. As well, they were with us at Woolacombe Dunes last week. This one should be slightly easier. It's a little bit flatter than Woolacombe Dunes was last week, so hopefully it won't be quite as challenging to run up some steep, heavy dunes this time, will there? Did you enjoy that though? We've arrived at the start now. We've just done the little walk around the park and ready to start.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're off on Bideford parkrun. Iona's ready to try and eat as many Haribos as possible to eat on a parkrun. And it could be a relatively short video because I think there's only so many things I can talk about on 6 laps of the same course. So there won't be lots to talk about different things to see. I'm rather worried. Just over there is a load of cannons pointing at us. Is this because if we're not running fast enough, you get shot at? Iona has decided to give up some of the multiplicity of Haribo and decided to go for 1 Haribo every 2 laps. Is that right, Iona? Fair enough. Here's one of your playgrounds. One of the things that's good about a multi-lap course like this is you end up with park runners spread all the way around the park. I'm sure it won't be long before we get lapped by the fastest runners, and I'm sure, in fact, here they come. Great running. We have done 2 laps. Iona has decided to go for basically a sweet every mile because it's basically 2 laps for a mile. And so Haribo number 1 is eaten. What is it, Iona?
No, haven't we run number 2?
Hang on, because you had to start one as well. What have you had?
Okay, that's crossbar.
Right, time to run then. We're almost halfway through our 3rd lap, I think. Or is it? Yes, 3rd lap. We're just passing by the Lido we were talking about earlier. So if you fancy a splash after a park run, then Bideford parkrun is one to do.
Well done, folks. Do these.
Just over on our right is the river that we were cycling along earlier on in the week, doing the Tarka Trail, and you park just here, so it's really convenient parking for the start, long stay parking just there. A few tips for you if you travel tourism to Bideford parkrun. Halfway through the course, and you can actually see runners spread all over the park, and some already going for that finish funnel as we pass the halfway point. What a slightly more sedate way of enjoying time in the park. There's bowls here in the park. A bit more sedate than trying to run 5k first thing in the morning. The fast runners pushing hard to try and get their PBs and so on to the finish funnel just here. As we go past it for, I've lost count of the number of times to be honest, just keeping an eye on the watch for how far we've done. We've just lapped Ewan, who's walking around with the tail walker. We're on lap 5, just one more lap to do after this and then the run into the finish. Lots of people now over by the finish funnel playground. I don't seem to be playing though, don't understand all these adults not wanting to play on the playground. But we've just got one more lap to do to get to that finish funnel. We've completed our 6 laps. It's the fierce finish time. How was that, Iona? Well done, you did it. Did you want to finish, sweetie? Are you scanning first or sweetie first? Parkrun done, it's time for some breakfast. We're going to Otters Cafe, which I checked out yesterday at the end of my run for a well-deserved pasty and so on at the end of a 12-miler. Today it's breakfast time and I've already checked out they do breakfast and pancakes, so Ewan should be happy as well. How's your breakfast?
Good.
What you got?
Sausage sandwich and
What a
some
surprise.
tomatoes.
Oh, you got tomato as well, have you? Where have you got that from? You eat the tomatoes off
No,
other
they
people's
wanted
plates.
me to have it.
They wanted you to have them, did they? And you were quite happy to have them?
Yeah.
Cool. So what's it rate this breakfast?
5.
Definite 5 out of 5 breakfast, is it? Good. I'm enjoying my American style pancakes. Are you, Ewan? How's your breakfast yet?
Good.
I don't know. What have you just been brought with your breakfast?
Popcorn.
Is popcorn a suitable meal to have for breakfast? Are you enjoying it though? That is the strangest accompaniment to a breakfast. And it's just the cafe's just giving you some. You're enjoying the cafe. Yeah. So if you want free popcorn with your breakfast, take Iona to Otters. We've enjoyed a great breakfast at Otters and now it's time to explore Bideford a bit of time for post-parkrun faff with our friends, and we're off to explore the Pannier Market, which Bideford is famous for, so off up the hill.
Beneath the shadows of this quiet town, I see you there, your feathers on the ground.
What are you eyeing up?
They're letting us get them.
Letting get some sweets, are they? Are you getting lots of bad for you things?
Hey.
The Pannier Market we're now in gets its name from the fact they used to bring the goods in large wicker panniers that were on the sides of the horses. A wide variety of craft stalls and so on in the background and down below, which we were looking at earlier. There are plenty here and a little cafe as well, which has got some really good prices. So if you are coming to do Bideford parkrun, recommend coming and doing some park faff afterwards at the Pannier Market.
You can still take flight.
What's the problem with the slide, Iona?
Too wet.
Did your technique for coming down the slide work?
Kind of.
Your bottom didn't get wet, but did you really slide? No. We've had a bit of post-parkrun playground faff time. How do these playgrounds rate?
This one gets 3.
This one just gets a 3, why is that?
Actually, no, 4.
Yeah.
The other one gets a 4 as well.
Okay, so 4 out of 5 playground.
Because of
What about the
the
one with the funny masks
no,
on?
because of the rain.
Because of the rain. What about the bit with the funny masks on?
No.
You don't like that one at all? Is that a 0 out of 5?
No, you get a 2.
A 2. But the masks are scary, are they?
Yeah.
You're a bit freaked out by those?
Yeah.
You can't come to this bit of Devon without going to Johns of Instow though. It is our favourite go-to place for coffee and cake. And so that's where we're heading next. And maybe a bit of a stroll along the front there. Our last bit of seaside before we head miles away from the sea back to our home in Coventry. Just by the finish of the parkrun, or by the park they do the parkrun in, is this cafe as well. Slightly different. It's a floating cafe, a ship cafe. At the moment it's not floating because the tide's too far out. But you can come here for a coffee and a cake at the end of parkrun if you prefer that to heading into Bideford. This ship just here is an old steamship. It's over 75 years old and they're in the process of restoring it, ready to hopefully sail again one day. Just back along here, it's been in the shipyard having some work on it. It's had a new cabin, various things like that. But hopefully, in the not too distant future, it'll be sailing up and down the river here again. We've arrived in Instow and have just taken the walk along to Johns now. In the background over there, you can see Bideford where we've just been parkrunning. But now it's time to check out Johns.
Although you're earthbound,
so we are at the end of our Devon holiday, just taking a last sniff of the sea and enjoying the view over the estuary, over to Appledore and back towards Bideford before we get back in the car and the drive back up the M5. Not quite so exciting. We've had a lovely time in Devon, a lovely time today doing parkrun, and we did a park faff afterwards before our journey home. Have you enjoyed your Devon holiday, Iona?
Yeah.
What's been the best bit?
All of it.
All of it. A lovely time all round.
Yeah.
So if you've enjoyed our Devon adventure and you want to see all those adventures, because there are videos coming about cycling up the Tarka Trail,
The cycle.
well, along the Tarka Trail and various other things we've enjoyed, do check out the short of our barbecue as well. If you want to watch all of those, what do they need to do, Iona?
Like, subscribe, the notification bell, and share and comment.
And we will see you on another little adventure soon. Bye!